This is personal to me and also to Imo people. Few days ago, we got a report. And can the woman, can that madam also come in? Few days ago, we got the report. A woman reached our local constituency office. Her name. So a few days ago, a woman reached. Her husband died some few days ago. So they have not buried her. That she had been looking for her children. Madam, come here. So that we got information that she was looking for her children. The name is it Obina or Madam? Obina Madam. So Obina and Madam, and I'm going to show you Obina. This is Madam Abuchi. This is Madam. And this is Obina. And they also got a report that was another one. So I think three, but not her own. So that they were missing. That they were taken a month ago, adopted, kidnapped, whatever. So we searched with the military authorities. They said they didn't have. We searched with police around that area. They said they didn't have, and so on and so forth. We sent our informants all over the place. And to our greatest surprise, Nigerians, these young boys, Dim Obina and also Madam, was adopted by a notorious police unit. The word there is notorious. And I will read amnesty report for you. That subsequent police IGs have refused to disband, refused to rein in, which we hope that this present IG, who is a reformer, will deal decisively with the rot coming out from there. Everybody in Imo is scared. People can't talk out again. They are scared of either being killed or being adopted because they are notorious. But not for me. Not for me. Not for me. Now, they adopted these guys and took them to their detention facility since 1 month. IG, if you are listening, so you need to understand. By no other person. By no other person. A squad led by this man. They call him Oladimeji, the head of the Tiger Base. Oladimeji. By the way, I'm hearing rumors that they say they will promote him astronomically to become CP and he'll be posted to him as the commissioner for police. I can imagine. Now, by this man, his team, recently they changed their name from Tiger Base to Violent Crime Response Unit. Can wash the pig or whatever you call it to always be what it is, not VCRU. That's it. The name is Tiger Base. Everybody in Imo, DSS in Imo, even have written many reports on their atrocity. So they say the government there in a way have a deal with those in Abuja. That they can never be changed, they can never be touched. Attacking people, young people, extorting them like a rogue organization. And people are scared because if you talk, they will frame you either a terrorist or ESN or something. So nobody in Imo, there's nobody living there in Imo again that can open a word except few group of people. They hunt the left, right, and center. Not for me. I'm an apostle of rule of law. I'm a soldier for good governance and human rights. Don't fear such things. And I want the IG to listen. Since 1 month, they took her children, adopted her. In the usual style they do. Then what is the story? That they say they are acting on the orders of the governor of Imo. They kidnapped her children. This is the standard of oppression. And then when we send people to go underground, they have been torturing these boys. IG or police, if you are not there, anybody to let the IG and the Police Service Commission, or law of the Tiger Base, of the so-called Violent Crime Unit, or whatever they call them. I heard these children taken from Idato, who did not do anything. There was another one. Our informant said is that one has died from torture. So we don't have any details on that now. And these ones are in bad shape. Inspector General of Police. Since 1 month. They said there in a way is the law unto himself. No IG can talk to him. No CP can talk to him. He operates directly under the instruction of government house. And one young officer again called Shaba, who is the CSO to the governor, who runs the security of the state, not the CP. Maybe you don't know. Maybe people are scared to tell you. Now, yesterday again, we now got information that they are not telling that the only condition to release them. And I want Nigeria to pay attention. When you hear these dirty things, people should pay attention. Is that they should write a statement and agree to be paraded that they are terrorists, that they are murderers, and that the leader of their gang is Ikenga. I want you to listen to me and hear this. Because these things have been happening. It's not the first time. That the Allah is different from police command structures because it's working for a governor. Not the CP, not the police headquarters, not the police service commissioner can call him to order. By the way, wait, let me read the amnesty report. Maybe it came newly, so you don't know all these things. Let me read amnesty report for you. This is amnesty report and capture report. Let me read it for you. Victims account. Another victim who spoke to Amnesty International in the world said, while I was held at Tiger Base for 1 year and 11 months, they made all kinds of manual tasks. They made me do all kinds of manual tasks. I was forced to wash clothes and plates for the IPO. I also carried buckets of stones and sand for work on one of their new buildings. I slept in a cramped space with more than 30 other people. They told me I would only get money to buy food if I work hard, but I was never paid. Then, wait for the interesting one. Officers of police. IG are trying to clear the mess in Asaba, where police officers in Asaba attack young people left, right, and center, kill people, do all sorts of atrocities. The one in Imo is worse than Asaba. So you have to focus your attention there. The governor cannot be above you. You are the chief police officer of the country. And as the DSS, if you don't have the report, they will give you the report. In a decent society, if I finish speaking, that Allah is supposed to be in chains, grabbed, so Imo can breathe. Now listen to Amnesty International again. Because you are new, you don't know this. That's why I'm taking my time to speak to you so that you can hear it. And the Police Service Commission. Sometime in 2024, the IPO forced me to get naked. Just listen. Just listen. And told me to allow him to fondle my breast, saying that if I did, he would release me. He even gave an example of another inmate whom he claimed to have freed after doing the same thing to her. When I refused, he angrily sent me back to my cell. In that cell, we were up to 35 women. We were reduced to domestic staff, cooking, working as mason, plastering, carrying stones, like a slave camp at police detention. And I want you as an IG that is a reformer, what you did in Lagos, everybody know it and appreciate you. These guys are into Owerri and storm that detention facility and see the place for yourself. Because if you say you are coming, they move people. Let me also read for you. Because this is amnesty. Sorry, you don't say it is my own statement. From the Joe Ajero, if you remember, IG, they beat him. Look at his face. Everybody know, remember Ajero, gentleman of press. They beat him like a baby. His face swollen. Nigerian Labour Congress. The CSO to the governor, Shaba was involved. The one they caught as someone that threatened to assassinate me and indeed made that attempt was involved, and the Shaba, the Tiger Base, beat him because he disagreed with the governor. Everybody know that one. So it's not Ikenga's story. Chinonso, but everybody in Imo know him. He's a strong voice for advocacy of human rights. He has been abducted severally, tortured by the same Tiger Base. Look at him. He's in the report. Maybe an Ihekweme, a former commissioner who disagreed with the governor. They asked him, is he suffering from the effect of that? Tortured and kept in detention. They said before he can leave, he must write a letter of apology to the governor. Look at the kind of things people talk about, because you're somebody that is leaving office in 1 year. Telling government has finished, so they have to force him. He must write an apology. So the police unit is used as an instrument of oppression, as an instrument of suppression, as an instrument of extortion, and people are scared to speak up. Now, let me read an indictment in that report. We identified 12 police officers who are allegedly involved in the torture and execution of detainees since 2021. They include CP Oladimeji Adeyeyiwa, CP Oladimeji Adeye, that is the head of the Tiger Base, that recently, because of public outcry from Amnesty International, CAPTI and other group, changed their name and said they are violent crime rescue unit. The same group of people. IG need to see these people in operation, even the way they dress. Chikadibie Okebata, they call him Kill and Bury. Even the name your police officers answer, that is even the name, by the name they answer. Kill and bury, that's his name. Kill and what? Bury. A law unto himself. I just pity those who live day to day in Owerri, how they survive in Imo. The fear, the silence. I feel for them, that's why I've taken up this battle. Even at the risk of my own life. Inspector Barnabas, Inspector Ozo, Inspector Chidebere Nwosu, Inspector Moses Ogaraba, Inspector Chidi Igwe, Inspector Stelugo, as ASP Blessing Uchendo, ASP OV Kenneth, and ASP Adamu Shaba, that's ASP Adamu Shaba Bovoko, the CSO Chidimo governor. Many more officers were likely involved in the committing torture, forced disappearance, and a judicial claim. Now, I have read for you the reports of both Tiger Base and CAPTI, which is they call this one Tiger Base files and this one Tiger Base of atrocities. Why do I have to raise this issue? For the police leadership to have a present understanding of the present danger that my people are facing. And as a representative of the people, one they elected, even in exile, against all offensive against me, I owe them a duty that this is the least I can do. I'm not talking about the injustice I'm going myself. Look at Tiger-based officers with a young man that is they anointed the local government chairman, going in the night with buses and car, tearing billboards, my campaign billboards. So you need to understand what we go through every day. You say you are popular, but you do not want ordinary of my face to be on the streets. And these are billboards that will pay the signage agency more than required. Look at them. This is the 4th time IG of police, the president and everybody listening to me. 4 times, the Imo State government, through their saying, are burning down this billboard. As if to say the only one that have monopoly to all this violence. Burning it down. Telling them, look at how they do it. This is how the billboards are. This is how they turn it into. And then officers of Tiger Base is also protecting these people who are doing this. And then so 1 or 2 of the vigilantes that DSS suffered to train have been turned into a thug. You have a vigilante system that some party members are carrying guns and then attacking people. Even when people want to do meeting in Imo, they go and disrupt it. You see why most Nigerians say giving state police to governors? You begin to wonder. With ordinary vigilante, you want to kill your own people. Then when you are giving a state police, all of us will live in Congo. They don't have the maturity to be given that kind of power. So now we'll come back to that and look at this one young man, Ebukai Cage, whatever, being backed by them and carrying our billboard. The police must do their job on this. I will help them do it. Even another one was put again, supporting security agencies for the work they are doing in helping fight insurgency and urging citizens to come up with information on them, which has the image of the DGDSS, Army Chief, Police. Same Ola people, backing this people. Look at it. Yesterday night, they started burning it again, tearing it. Anything that has to do with my face or my imprint must be burned down. See, you say you're popular, you say you're loved, but other than the billboard, we can't sleep every day. What? Oh, there'll be no election in Idato. Police will come, Inec will come, the whole of Idato, they will write it in a way. Wait until that time comes now. We're not running for loss or victory. We are running because we believe that society can be better when some of us or people like us participate and they cannot bully us. We'll fight it to the end. There's nobody that can bully us. You can burn the billboard, you can kidnap people, but you can't stop us from running. So back to what I was saying. IG, you have not been there, you have not come to office before that time. Look at the officers, look at the way they are looking. When they came to kill me, they didn't know I have the Israeli store kind of secret device that you cannot even find that is existing. They knocked off the ones outside, but these are there. Went upstairs and opened fire on my door. These are officers of the Tiger Base that have been rebranded from Tiger Base to Violent Crime Unit that they say is untouchable. No IG can reform them or remove them because they're working for the government. And the CSO coming from outside the state and destroying our own state. Look at them. We have them. These things IG was sending all these petitions to you and Police Service Commission, the President, international, everybody in the world. Because I've had enough of this. This them in oppression. Look at them. In oppression. Did they look at police officers? Look at them. So it's not the first time. It's not the second time. There have been numerous attempts to take me out. With over 22 criminal charges, more than terrorism. Have you asked where they are? This same Tiger Base took an Inec guy that is an informant to me. I didn't even know the guy. And tortured him for 2 months. Because I reviewed the forgery of the voter register. How can evil be so audacious? I said that was not enough. A young girl that was bringing campaign materials. I don't even know him. My friend that sent the campaign material said he knows somebody at the airport in Port Harcourt that can escort the material. This Tiger Base took in this girl. Kept this girl for over 2-3 months. This girl was on her menses. They left her on the floor and blood was on her body until she can utter a statement that she's an ESN girl and that I'm their financer. This girl refused until went to court to get an order to get her released. This girl is suffering from different illness because they mess her up. The woman menstruating, no pad, and she's sleeping on that blood. This Ola. Countless people have suffered. No. And I want to take now. Ugichinyere from Amakwahia taken, and then his children also taken up till now. This is going to 4 years that nobody have seen by the same Tiger Base. Chinenye Ogu from Irete in Owerri, arrested in her shop on 6th October 2023. Up to today, nobody have seen where she is. You have Munachi Fanyi from Ihube in Okigwe, arraigned for the first time since December 2025. Nobody have seen the person. Chinasi Fanyi from Awidemmiri, arrested, and then up to today, even the baby was taken away. The mother does not know where her baby is. Are they also into child trafficking or what? Then, so, but let me go to the main thing now, the recent one. This woman here, look at her. The captive people, the NGO brought her today. I said I will spend my resources because I'm an apostle of rule law to talk about it so everybody can hear it. This woman was taken. Her children, look at it. Osu Madhabuchi. Now, why IG, if you are listening to telephone over to ask, snap it, to ask about, we also receive this tomorrow. They were kidnapped, adopted, taken. We didn't know where they are until this woman found our local office through captive people. And I got to hear about it. I said, what? Since 1 month and who is allowed to keep somebody since 1 month and? Because he said, governor told you, is the governor your line of reporting? Is he the police commander? Is it the IG? Is it the court? You don't know what the Administration of Criminal Justice Act of IMO and the Country Criminal Code says about you're supposed to arraign the person. And now they are torturing this. They said there are 3 that were taken because we didn't know. And our informant said that allegedly that 1 has died in detention of this or that being tortured. Whether it's 2 of us, the IG, you have to find out. I can't allow if any of my constituents die. I can't let it be. I can't let it go. Our people have been killed in the course of this struggle. They have threatened us and carried assassination. My family members, some of them have been killed also, assassinated on this sentence in order to get me. And what is the issue? They are saying that these innocent children must utter a statement and come out before journalists in the world and be paraded that they are terrorists, they are kidnappers, people you took from Ntueke, people you took from Umesh. That they should accept that they are killers. And the head of their gang is Ugichinyere, me, the house member that is here in Abuja. I'm the head of their gang. In our last thinking that he can frame me, that the governor told him. That's what they're saying there. The informant was sent. That's what the police unit is being used. So please, IG, help release these innocent children and arrest Ola for abduction. Enough! And that's CSO to the governor, Shaba. All that have been adopted, all that have been killed, all that have been missing, nobody has gotten justice. And it's time to start changing. Whether they change them from Tiger Base to violent crime, you might have had enough. Don't talk of the damage they did during the election of officers shooting at people and carrying ballot boxes, the same people. And that's what they want to do again. Attacking rallies, which you saw, using live bullets against me and my people, shooting tear gas at the venue of the rally that injured our people and also injured me. And they say the other is from government house. We can't stop running away from doing our rallies because somebody doesn't like us from government house. No. We can't stop from coming out for election because somebody, we will not. We can't even also stop because of Ola. So fixing Imo police is at the core of your reform. And anybody that is listening to me should speak to them, whether president or governor, talk to them. I didn't make or survive or have things or money or something because of House of Rep. Everybody in Nigeria know me before now as an apostle of rule of law. So rep or no rep, I'll continue doing the right thing. So this woman were begging that her children should be released. That thing he's trying to do to force them to accept a statement that they're killers and terrorists, which they are not, so that he can use it to peanut on me and continue the charges of terrorism, which he was doing in the past. 24 criminal charges. Where are they today? Just to take the person away? Because you don't want me to be on the ground for election. The one that I was not on the ground, do you not win it? So please, Madam is asking that her children should be released. And that whatever people are hiding, the world has had it today. These children were identified, they are denied. They are in Tiger-based police unit in Owerri. They say there are 3. They say 1 have died from torture. Whether he has died or he's alive, the police leadership should storm Owerri, grab this Ola and Shaba, open that detention and slave camp they are running there, and give justice to Imo people, and give justice to innocent people. Are we going to wait for a repeat of Delta, the one that they shot publicly, for us to have national outrage? So on that note, I'm calling on the police leadership and Nigeria. But the one he said he wants to frame me for terrorism, this is not the first time. I've told my lawyers to deal with that one. They have framed it 100 times, both the state governments. What nonsense terrorism? What nonsense murder? What nonsense every time, all those the same old pattern. For 1 naira. We're on our own, we don't want anybody's trouble. But when you poke us, you get our reactions. If you poke us, you get our reaction. And people should know, power is transit. Just 1 year, you leave and queue on the line like others. There will be consequences. There will be demand for accountability for these things. So please, let this woman, she did not do anything. When you send your children to go and get something, and then they're adopted, and since 1 month you don't know where they are, and then we have used CAPTI and other NGO to find that they are in a torture center being run by this man, and that they are being forced to swear to an affidavit that they are terrorists and murderers. Small children, 20-something. They left their mother to go and get something. Look at the mother here. And you're torturing them. And they say 1 has already died. You can't have this kind of story in a modern day police era with a reformer as IG. So the country wants to know the story about this. This torture, this framing has to stop in Imo. Everybody you're posting as Imo, as CP, you must give them a standing instruction. The people must be allowed to breed. Let them allow Imo people to breed. You have people, look at them in oppression. Kill and bury. Look at the kind of names. Police are supposed to be your friend. Look at the way. Just look at them. Tell me the difference between this man and those people that people fear. And they say the unit cannot be touched. So, madam, I'm sorry about that. We are sending petition on this issue to the police leadership tomorrow. And I know everybody in the country have seen your face and have known that we know where your children are. And we also know that using them to torture them and to frame them so that they can accept what they are not. And then in a bid to get at me and say I'm a leader of a terrorist group. What nonsense, what arrant nonsense and audacity. That you keep threatening that you assassinate a federal lawmaker every time. I can't breathe for you people. Every minute I'm under attack. Because the people love me, because the people want to vote for me. Is that a sin I should bow for? Why? So, madam, if you have anything to say, you say before we round up. On each of you. Okay, madam, go and sit down. So all she has said. It's okay, madam. What she's saying is the same thing I've said, that she's begging for the leadership in the country, both the police leadership, both the security agencies, to release her children Her husband died 3 days ago. They have not buried them, and they took their children. And I have confirmed with our intelligence and resources, with CAPTI and other international NGOs who have traced the children, that they are under the custody of Oladimeji, a police officer that is heading what they call the Tiger Base, which they have christened the Violent Crime Unit, over to a worrisome development. And this, I will come back to the issue of the nefarious activities of the Tiger Base in Imo, the forced disappearance, the killings, the abductions, and the framing of people for terrorism, where a state police is now turned into a private army of a government. I'll come back to that, and I hope by that time the IG will have also joined our broadcast. So now I come to the issue of a worrisome development that developed some few days ago at the Federal High Court. And I want Nigerians who have their constitution. This is not a lecture, it's a briefing. But then I want Nigerians who have their constitution to open section 225A. 225A. I will come back to why I say you should open section 225A. So you'll be reading it before I get to that point. At that point, I also want the heads of our court, both the CJ, both the Federal High Court, both the NJC, that is supposed to ensure high level of discipline in the court, and also the Nigerian Bar Association also pay attention to this. So a few days ago, a judge of the Federal High Court, Justice Leafy, and with all due respect to him, but most of his judgments in time past have raised some controversies and serious pressure on our political process, especially that has to do with issues around rivers, issues around PDP, and so on and so forth. There was a strange case that was filed by a group of I don't want to use word that are not to be used on TV station, but whether people are looking for I don't know the right word to use for the group. They call themselves National Forum of Former Legislators. Now, who filed a suit, I think sometime by December 2025, and they started it around January this year. Now, seeking to deregister almost all the political parties in the country. Now, seeking to deregister the ADC, seeking to deregister the ZLP, seeking to deregister the Accord Party, seeking to register the NRM, seeking to register the APP, also the party upon which I'm running. I'm not just speaking on this because I'm running under the APP. I'm also speaking to you as somebody who knows the consequences of such. I won't put. I don't want to call it political madness, but I don't know the word to use for it. But I don't want us to, for those who are not born or those who have not read history, the crisis of the 63 or the 83 that led to a democratic crisis that engulfed the republic. That when people are already in an electoral process, candidates have emerged, thousands of them for Senate, for rep, for governorship, for presidential, and so on and so forth. And somebody is in a court seeking to register those entire political parties. What kind of anarchy do you think we want the country to go through? And I know that the president, being one who fought for democracy, fought all the way into exile, fought in Nedeko, I don't think the president will want that legacy. But then when you have a situation of overzealous politicians who are looking for food, who are desperate for power, and trying to hide under the name of the president to wreak havoc, it's on that point I will tell the president that you have to find out what they are doing, because what they are doing have the potentiality or the capacity to engulf the whole country into crisis and lead to crash of our democracy. Now, why I said you should look at 225. This case was filed, and then when people came to court, you can imagine a situation where a case is in court, and then the judge comes to court and says, I must hear everything today. Application 1, I must hear it. Ruling. Now, we'll keep the ruling till the end of the day of judgment. Strangely, things was happening in court, people were complaining, and then they will change parties, they will change their filings without the leave of the court. The judge will say there's no problem with that. A lot of rules were broken, which raised suspicion and doubt about what is the intendment of those doing these cases and the person presiding over these cases. And also, that was on 21st January, that was 2026. Those who filed the case, one young man like that, he was always trying to find where he can find political survivor. His political career has always been on the low side. I think from BBC or something. I don't even know his name. Now, they made a fundamental error in the process they filed when they filed an application seeking to amend their originating summons. And then on the procedure which they adopted, which is completely wrong before the court, because the rule does not permit the joinder of parties by an application for amendment. The rule provides for how parties can be joined. So the plaintiff process was challenged by the parties as the court does not have the jurisdiction to entertain the suit, having been filed by an incompetent plaintiff. So, at the proceeding of 24th March 2026, Honorable Justice Leafield proceeded with the hearing of the plaintiff application for amendment. The plaintiff counsel withdrew the prayer seeking to deem the incompetent amended registration summons as properly filed, and that the relief having been withdrawn was struck out. Then on 27th April 2026, Justice Leafield delivered his ruling on the plaintiff application of 21st January and granted it. Very interesting too. The court went ahead to deem all the processes as properly filed and served, despite the fact that there was not relief for deeming other being before him. So the court even went a step further, took into consideration extraneous factors and facts not before him, and wrongfully abridged the time prescribed by the rules of the court for the defendant to file their respective defense, despite the fact that there was no application for abridgment of time by the plaintiff. The plaintiff didn't even ask for abridgment, the judge had to abridge for him. Now, a clear denial of the right to fair hearing and order that the defendant must file within 3 days, whereas the rule of the court provides for 30 days, which the defendant may file their respective defenses. Now, aggrieved by the ruling of the court, our own party also, APP, and accord party filed their respective notice of appeal against the decision of Justice Leafield, seeking, among other things, an order of court of appeal setting aside the said ruling of 27th April 2026. Now, the two political parties, that is Accord and APP, filed motion on notice for stay of proceeding before Justice Leafield as quickly as possible, even before the record of appeal was transmitted. Immediately thereafter, the record of appeal to the Court of Appeal on 4th May, a few days ago, the appeal was entered at the Court of Appeal with appeal number CA/ABJ/CF/5722/2026. Now, on this matter, that shows that upon the entry of our appeal at the Court of Appeal, the appellate court is seized of the matter, and the Federal High Court becomes functus official. These two political parties yet again filed separate application for stay of proceedings at the Court of Appeal, Abuja, and same we are brought to the attention of Justice Leafield. What did Justice Leafield do, which is one I want Nigerians to listen to? Despite the fact that he is aware of the long-standing decision of the Supreme Court, with a lot of authority cited by the council, including even Inec, advising him to stay further proceedings pending appeal, which seeks to challenge his jurisdiction to entertain the matter, together with the various affidavit of fact as to the entry of the appeal at the Court of Appeal. Justice Leafield again went on a voyage with Vasco da Gama, Christopher Columbus, or Mungo Park for discovering facts outside the record, and dismissed the various application for stay of further proceedings, even when senior members of the bar advised him not to do so. Now, the Court of Appeal. Now, before I get to this point, let me explain this for people who are just joining. This suit, you need to understand, is a suit seeking to wipe from the ballot papers all candidates of ADC parties, all candidates of Accord party, including Governor Deleke of Osun, all candidates of APP, our own party too, all candidates of NRM, all candidates of ZLP, and other numerous political parties. And that's why I said before I started that you should open section 225A of the Constitution. Now, despite the fact that he's aware that appeal had been correctly entered and date had been set, he rushed and left the court around 5-6 p.m., had everything, and say he's reserving every ruling on the day of judgment, and then fixed the judgment to determine whether ADC and other political parties will be wiped from the ballot in the next 8 days or thereabout. Now, what is the basis of this suit? Why I'm speaking on this? Because the fate of democracy and the face of participatory democracy, and a matter that is capable of instigating wide range of constitutional crises that can affect the entire electoral process and democracy is there. I'm not in some of those political parties, but I know what can happen where few months to an election, you wipe the entire candidate of an opposition party like ADC. You wipe that of Accord, Adeleke, who is going for election in Osun. You wipe APP, you wipe every political party. I don't think that's what the ideas of the Nedeko struggle was, or if Abiola was alive, that some of them fought for it, he would like. And I don't think the president is fully aware of this political madness by those who are pretending to be helping him This is not help. This is an invitation to anarchy. And somebody that loves democracy and loves the country have a duty to advise and say, at this juncture, run. Lifu, run on this issue. The leaders of the judiciary needs to step in, because it's not all about interpretation. It's about public good, public stability, public order. That's why there's judicial institution. That when man is failing, the judicial institution steps in to stop all nonsense. And this is like a kind of nonsense that needs to be stopped. And why do I say open section 225A? Section 225A said, Inec shall have power to register a political party for failure to win at least 25% of vote cast in one state of the federation if it's a presidential election. So in a presidential election, what you need to win is one state. You don't need to win all, and you cannot be registered. One local government of the state in a governorship election. The political party have won just one local government in a governorship election, it cannot be registered. Then also one ward in a chairmanship election. If you win one ward in chairmanship, it cannot be registered. Then one seat in the National Assembly, one seat in the State House of Assembly. That's why I said Nigerians should put 2258 so that you read it and understand. And then the last, which is the smallest of them, one seat, and I repeat, one seat in a councillorship election. Once your political party have one seat in a councillorship election, you have fulfilled the provision of section 2258. Even somebody that is in primary 6 now, if I call him and give him this to read, he will explain it and understand it, that it does not require too much grammar. ADC have House of Rep and Senate winners. Accord have the Senate, local government. ZLP won the whole local government and councillorship in Abia or something. Our own APP won a councillorship in Jigawa, won the one in Rivers before it was cancelled, and we have councillorship in Jigawa and one in Bauchi. So why are you in court asking to register those political parties for not being able to fulfill section 225A, other than you want anarchy? And because somebody thinks somewhere, if you sell land and dash people land, you have everything it takes to get this country turned upside down. It's not done that way. It's not done that way. You're playing with fire. Fire is what you're playing with. If somebody will not tell people, I will tell you that it's fire. That you think you can have an election where you register all the political parties and they go home and watch you. Are you okay? Are you okay? So, and apart from that, that's why I read section 225A, so the Nigerians can also read with me and understand. Then I will also bring to the attention of everybody that another very intelligent and respectful jurist, Federal High Court to you, and yes, Federal High Court to you. Now, the Federal High Court to you have also delivered a judgment by Justice C.S. Honor. When I mentioned the name of these judges, that when judges that are courageous, that do the right, we must always appreciate them. Justice C.S. Honor, presiding judge of Honor, presiding judge of Federal High Court Uyo, have delivered a judgment and said that once a political party have met section 225 by winning ordinary councillorship seats, that political party cannot be deregistered. That case was filed in a case brought by somebody against the APP, the Action People's Party. Justice Honor have decided it. That judgment is suit number FHC UYCS 822024. Then I go again to another great jurist again on the same matter, and I will mention his name, Justice I.N. Owibo. Justice I.N. Owibo, another great jurist and a constitutional judge. He also ruled again in a judgment in a suit FHW OWCS 712025 delivered at the Federal High Court sitting in Owerri, Imo State. The judge also said that the constitutional minimum requirement is a councillorship seat. That once a political party have made that, the issue of the registration does not arise. Federal High Court to you on section 2258. Federal High Court Owerri on section 2258. Interpreting the same section 225A that the minimum requirement is councillorship. Then, gentlemen and Nigerians, we go again, appeal court some weeks ago. Appeal court, superior now to Federal High Court. And I hope Nigerians, you use your pen, you jot it so you fully understand it. Now, then appeal court, in a judgment delivered by Inton Festus Inton, Justice of the Court of Appeal, and Justice, hold on, because it's good when you see judges who 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 do this thing. You write in, you have to mention them. Nigerians need to know that we still have great people there. Justice Onyebisi Omoleye, presiding Justice Court of Appeal, Owerri, and Justice Mohammed Lawa Abubakar. So Justice Mohammed Lawal Abubakar, Justice Onyebisi Omoleye, and Justice Ntom Festus Ntom. These eminent juries of the appeal court. In an appeal again, this one against APP, settled the matter and said, upheld this judgment of the Federal High Court to your Federal High Court to Owerri, that the minimum requirement for a political party to exist is winning a councillorship seat. All these political parties that they drag before the other court have met all these requirements. So, Section 225A says minimum councillorship. Federal High Court to you says minimum councillorship. Federal High Court to Owerri says minimum councillorship. Appeal Court of the country said minimum councillorship. Then Justice Leafy of a Federal High Court starts to hear the matter again, a matter that had been decided. The judgment have been fighting that, oh God, these things have been decided, strike them out. He said, I will rule on it on the day of judgment. Going by past judgment on that threw PDP into crisis, threw other opposition parties into crisis, created crisis even in rivers, one has to be worried. Are we worried? Yes, we are worried because of the pattern. And that's why we need to let everybody know. And if the CJN is watching, you call him. The court is a public institution. The court is a national institution. The court belongs to all of us. Once his image is lowered, you have opened the door for anarchy. So it's not your own. It's the people's own. After God, that we're going to answer to when we leave this state. That is what we answer to on earth. So you don't do anything with it. It's not your own. It must be in line with the law. It's not only doing justice, but justice, as we are taught, must be seen to be done in everything. The image is even more important than the output. Now, these things have been decided by the Constitution, decided by the Federal High Court to Owerri, Federal High Court to Yo, and the Appeal Court. And you refuse to dismiss after they filed the application that the whole thing is incompetent because they have not been decided. And then you rush it, abridge time for them, even when there was no application for abridgment of time. And then you have fixed judgment in the next 9 days. But as God will have it, Nigerians and those listening to me, the Appeal Court 3 days ago thereby, I'll call his name again, Justice Danjuma, Justice Banjoko, and Justice Oyewemi. If not them, in an application APP brought, a third party brought. I wonder why people do not, if you want to contest election in Osun, you won't go and do your election. If the governor has not performed, let the people decide. This idea of trying to exclude people, you say you are powerful, you say you are strong, you say you're on the ground, but you're running around disqualified, like some of them were doing in the primary. You disqualify everybody. Chaos everywhere. And you want to use our institution to be carrying out your cowardic action and damaging them. Is it your father's own? You say you're popular, but you're busy. Disqualify them, frame them, arrest them. Is that what nonsense is all this? Is it if Azikiwe, Awolowo, and Balewa are alive, would they be happy the law will have descended? And adults cannot speak, fearlessly to these people. If you don't like Adeleke, you meet him at the pools. You want to deregister a court party so that the man will not be on the ballot. And you say you're powerful, you burn down institution, you destroy the trust people have in institutions to achieve that. You knock off over 1,000 House of Rep and senatorial candidates. You knock me off from the ballot. Then you're an Odogwu or what? in a matter that two federal high courts have decided, appeal court have decided. And Supreme Court have even dismissed an application appeal on it. So, fellow countrymen, Justice Danjuma Banjoko and Onyewomi on Friday, some few days ago, at the Court of Appeal, an appeal number CA/ABJ CTV 5692026. Finally, granted a stay of proceeding, arresting the move and proceedings of Justice Leafy not to do further or take any further steps, including delivering that judgment that he plans to deliver in 9 days. And I think Nigerians must applaud the appeal court for playing that role for quick judiciary is known for intervening when it feels like anarchy is to set in, and adjourn the matter to October 2026. They should have adjourned it to January 2031 after for you can go and seek the interpretation. But let's obey the spirit of democracy, which is participation, inclusiveness, the people's right to choose who they want. So that have been stated. But why I'm also raising that concern is that I've been hearing from those I don't want to. I'm trying to, because sometimes TV stations tell me not to be using certain words. I've been holding myself because of those words, because I don't know what those things. There's a way it makes me feel, but I try to use those words. So, but the man who is looking for food, who fight the action, that they will proceed. I said, then you proceed, you burn yourself. Appeal court have stayed proceeding. You mean you will deliver a judgment to the register of political parties in Nigeria after appeal court have stayed it? Who gave birth to you? Eh? The land you're selling, have you entered your head? So, and I want Nigerians to keep a track on it. It's in 9 days. Let's see if anybody will try that. And that's why I said the CJ, the NJC, the appeal court leadership, the federal high court should also listen to my broadcast. So they call those that is involved. If they have not had appeal court in a ruling presided by Danjuma, Banjoko, and Oyewemi has stayed proceedings on those matters. That means everything about the direction of those political parties have been stayed to around October. The appeal court will decide on it, so that the country can have peace. So on that note, I want to thank the justices of the Federal High Court, of the Appeal Court, who have courageously interpreted these constitutional challenges and resolved them, and appeal to those who are pushing to back off, so that we don't have the crisis that led to collapse of our democracy in the 60s and in the 80s, because we loved our country and we don't want such a thing to happen.